I'm going to be trying to build a raised bed for my runner beans. So I'll show you doing that. The wood is what I've had left over. It was reclaimed from pallets. So it's 4x4s that they used as bearers that they no longer wanted. So I've got some of those, and I do use them for other things, you know, making fences and stuff like that. So, but the ones I've got out there, oh, got a splint. The ones I've got out there are, that's where I'm going to put my runner beans. I am a bit late this year with making the beds for my runners. My runner beans are just about ready. Well, they are ready to go in. I just need the weather to improve slightly because it's so cold at the moment. We had some frost. Some of my squash that I've planted outside they have frost damage on their leaves. But that aside, everything is doing honky-dory. I'm also waiting for my tomato supports to come. I don't like using the canes because apart from anything else, if you pull them up a bit sharp, you pierce the plastic. And that's not good for anybody's polytunnel, you know, cost enough. I don't need to recover it as well. And also the drakes have gone. I'd like to say they went to nice homes, but they did. So they did go to nice homes. Yes. So I'll give you a quick tour on the polytunnel. The tomato plants are doing excellent. I've got beautiful flowers on them. I am noticing a difference with the flowers. The marmande flower seems to be like a bundiflora. And I'm sure that's what it is the marmande. It's a really, really beautiful full flower, not the, you know, all the flowers are beautiful, but it's, I'll see if I can get one and show you. I don't want to, obviously I don't want to take the flowers because that's going to be a tomato, so I'll see if I can find, and it would be easier if I hadn't lost the labels on them, but I have a wonderful, beautiful autistic grandson, and yes, and sometimes, well, he likes to line things up, so maybe they got lined up with my grandson, but that's okay. A tomato is a tomato, and we'll see what's coming. So I have another tomato bed. See where I need to support these tomatoes, otherwise they're not going to grow straight. And yes, we need our tomatoes straight. I think I'll put the sprinklers on. Some of the leaves look a bit wilty. I'm not quite sure why that is, but you see, I'm not sure. Is that a normal thing? Let's have a look by here. Yes, there's another one that needs supporting. Well, they all need supporting really, don't they? Let's be honest. So I'll come in here, and my fennels, look. So I've got a row of fennels. They'll be soon to harvest, I imagine. And more tomatoes. I think there's a fully open marmande. And we've got a pollinator, if you can see. I don't know if you can see that flower there. That's amazing. Yes. So, and I've also got a little row up there. Oh look, there's another super mama there. I believe they're a beefsteak or something like that. I have got some ponderosa pink in here somewhere. But where the dickens they are, I'm sure I don't know. But it's okay. A tomato is a tomato. Yes. And also, I'm not sure if this is a squash or a pumpkin, but it's going to flower. Oh, my perlite came. Finally. Yes, so my runner beans are doing fine. And I gave the person that I planted the extra tomato seeds and that for, and they've come and collected. So I think this is a squash, if you can see it there. I'm not sure if it's an 8-ball, or maybe I'm just guessing. I've got a row of tomatoes up there, more squash, chilies or whatnot. Again, lost the labels. That's a melon there. I had to transplant the corn. I'm glad I didn't put it out because, well, I haven't sorted the garden ready yet to put it out. And so here I have some more cucumbers there, and I believe that one there is Piccolo di Parigi. And then I've got crystal apple there, ponderosa pink and Ukrainian purple tomatoes there. So they are ready to go in. So I need to get a bed ready. Aubergines. I'm not having much luck this year at all, as yet. Oh, I was looking for that with the aubergines. But it is what it is, you know. I'm only learning after all. So I've got some lettuce and celery to transplant there, and let us go outside. So this will be my runner bean beds. So I'll put stakes here and around there and up there. So I hope this will be okay for the runners, and also perhaps it'll provide a little bit of shade for the polytunnel, because in the afternoons it does get quite hot by here. It really does. So let's my horseradish, yes, there. I have to, yes, that's garlic there. I think I need to, well, it's nearly time to harvest, but I can't be waiting on that. I can transplant some onions, I'm not worried about that. These are frost damaged squash here. So I think there's, oh my gracious, my memory is just pathetic. So my garlic over there and my onions, and I've got some kale, some cauliflowers. I will have to plant some more, and I really wish I hadn't used those, or at least I peeled them before I planted them, you know, when I use those peat pots. They say you can just plant them, but they restrict the growth of the roots so much. And I don't know whether you have to keep them really watered, but in any case, that's why a lot of my vegetables, you see the courgettes or the squash or whatever, they seem to be so confined. So I've took the I've took like the paper that's like a tea bag mesh over the roots, so I took that off yesterday, whilst I was out here potting about. And if you see here on these leaves, this is frost damage there. Checking on the plant. I mean, the rest seems okay, but these little leaves here, they were new leaves, so we've got some frost damage there. And this is a flower bed, part onion bed, and there. So yes, it keeps saying it's going to rain, but we haven't had any rain. So every time I go, I think I'll water it, and then the forecast says rain, and it doesn't rain. So I've got leeks and onions and various cabbages, cauliflowers, and over there as well. So I've put sweet peas up and around the the olive tree, and the compost bin. My neighbour's fence, yes, he's not going to fix it. Yes, he owns the property, but he leases the ground, and he leases it from whoever he leases it from. So he says it's not his responsibility, but that is his fence. And I have to try and, I have asked him to make it safe, but, well, I asked him face to face day before yesterday, and it's not happening, is it? He says he's not going to, that it's not his responsibility, it's up to the people he leases the ground off. But how can you lease a house or own a house? Surely, I know he buys to rent, he does. So, oh, my grapevine. So I've got grapes are forming. I really need to do work on this portion of the garden here, because I haven't done any this year, so I've really got to do it. So this will be part of the fruit bed. I know grapes, they like the sun. I think we've had a little frost damage. On those leaves there, which I'm glad I didn't put my runners out. I really got to work on this bed, and I got to trim this hedge, which is my neighbour's. My raspberries are coming up beautifully, and there's my plum trees. I got to plant my plum trees. My strawberries are coming on beautifully also. I should have flowers on my blueberry tree, but I gave it a bit of a hack in to see how it would, because apparently you're supposed to cut it back. So I did, a bit like the fig tree, you know. And I cut the black currants back as well. But huzzah! I've actually got flowers on the currants, and I've never had flowers on the currants. This rocket is from 2 years ago, maybe 3 years ago. It just wants to come back every year. It loves it there, so I didn't really need to plant anymore. So I've got 2 plum trees there, and yes, there's courgettes there, Black Beauty, so they've got to go in. They're all hardened off. And yes, I've got a shrub there I need to take out, not off. I've got a shrub behind the strawberries. It's not a shrub, it is a Beautiful long purple flowers on it. You see them on the on sides of old buildings. Wisteria, that's it. Point is though, it was just overtaking everything, which is what wisteria does. But I was frightened it was going to take down the fence there, my neighbour's fence. And it was also growing up underneath the decking there, and it was going in between the walls by there. So I cut it back, and I will be at some point getting the rest of it out. So I'm going to get a bit wet, but have raincoat, can travel. So this is, oops, yes, we've had very blustery days indeed. So I fastened the coverings down on the salad beds and yes. So I've got a mixture of lettuces in here. When I start harvesting these, I've got to make a salad bed. But as soon as these get ready, so and then this will be a carrot bed, a small carrot bed here, and parsnip bed, whatever. Garlic and leeks in that bed there. They've started with this scape, so I'm not quite sure when to harvest now. So in that bed there, see if I can stand away. I've got things to do. I don't really want to get wet because it is quite cold. So in that bed there, there's onions, various lettuces, and I again, you know, beetroot, radishes and turnips. I think there might be some cylindra radish in there as well. In here I've got some cabbages and some kales and some broccoli, which is I have to harvest because it's flowering. So I'll be harvesting that at some point. You know, it's ready to get, otherwise it'll all be flowers. So I'll have to put some more in. I think because we've had such a very, very hot January, March, April, very hot and dry, lots of stuff have gone to seed. So this is my carrot bed, but I've put onions in there. Yes. I don't know if I've just pulled up a flower or a plant. I know it's not a carrot, but I can't remember. Mind like a sieve. Anyway, that'll go to the ducks. So there's my carrot, parsnips. I have to make another one. There's my broad beans there. I have to plant some more as well, so but that's got to be all sorted. My beautiful peony is doing wonderfully, but unfortunately I've got to try and get down there, and I've got bindweed growing. It just likes to grow up in it. I have got a couple of peony. I did plant 5, I've lost 3, so this one I think I've had the longest. This one I've had I think I've had this one for 20 something years, maybe longer. So it's nice pink flowers. And I've got one by there. So there we go. I've also got borage, which is totally edible, all of it. So I'm not going to get it all done if I stand here gassing, am I? So yeah, so there we are. So the ducks are oh my gracious, what have you been doing? What have you been doing? Oh my gracious, you're a mess. Yes. Oh, Georgina, yesterday I had to hunt to find her when they went for their walk. Yes. So, actually I think she's brooding. Let's see if I can show you the broody mama. So I know she was I don't want to disturb her. Let's see if we can get her to hiss. Hello? Hello, miss. Hello, Miss Elwyn. Hello, love. How are you doing? I know. What have you got? Okay, okay, I'm going. It's okay. Yes, she's brooding really well. I know. I'm going now. So let's leave her to settle down. Okay. I will have to... Okay, we're going. I will have to... I have candled the eggs, so I'll candle them again tomorrow and show you the developing ducklings. So she's got a 7 for 7, so I let her sit on 7 eggs, and she's incubating them. So they're all around about the same stage. So I think they're about a week. She's about a week into sitting on them, so she has another 3 weeks to go, maybe. I didn't make a note of it in my diary, and because I've been so preoccupied with trying to get other things sorted and done that I didn't make a note. But because I've decreased the flock and so I've got room to increase now by a small amount. So we'll just have to see what hatches. Right, so I'll see you guys later. I'm just going to try and sort out the video, the raised bed, so we'll see how we get on with that then.